check that building out. That is fucking cool. Yeah, that's a badass building. I love the roof, I love the walls. So yeah, the topic I really wanted to hit on today is one of my most asked questions, and that's the question of where the person is like, hey, I'm just starting riding, I really like R6s, and I think I'm going to get an R6 for my first bike. And then they ask me for my opinion on that. So I'm going to give my opinion on that. And then I can just direct everybody to this video when, you know, people ask me that question. So I won't have to constantly send PMs. There's a bike up here. I don't really know what type it is. It's not an R6, is it? Looks just... Holy shit, it might be. Haha, that'd be cool. Another fucking R6. I don't know. Holy shit, it's an R1. I'm seeing all types of bikes today. A very pretty bike. Wait, is that? No, it has to be an R1. I didn't know the R1s had the same cluster as the R6. That's perfect. So, I get the question a lot, I'm starting out riding, I want an R6, what do you think on getting an R6 for your first bike? And I responded to a message that somebody sent me today on which one they think that they should start with. I need to turn here, but I'm in the wrong lane. I'll go over. I don't know, one sounds good though. So guys want to start out on an R6, and it's not that it's a bad idea, because as long as, you're starting out on a 600 at least, so you're not doing that dumb thing where the first bike you get's a leader bike. And I know a lot of people start on a leader bikes and they're like, well, I started on a leader bike and I did fine. Well, I didn't, and I'm doing fine. So I'm going to tell how I started and my feelings on it. So, as a first bike, I don't think a Super Sport, which is the 600cc class motorcycles, should be chosen. And one of those reasons is because I don't think you, as the person choosing, I don't think you could appreciate everything this bike has and can do without having ridden a slower bike beforehand. I started on a Suzuki SV650, and the not the SV650, but the 650 class bikes are torquier, but they aren't as fast as the Super Sports. Like, a lot of people misunderstand 650 versus 600. 650 being a high number, you think the 650s are faster bikes, but they're not. I'm not going to go into all that right now. But basically, the 650 class bikes are really torquey. They're really good for around town, especially. They're really fantastic bikes. I never ridden a Ninja 650, but I have ridden SV650, and it was an amazing bike. I absolutely loved it. I didn't upgrade to an R6. My SV got hit in a parking lot, and I was forced to get another bike. And I had the opportunity to get an R6, so I did. Because the R6 was a dream bike of mine. Please don't hit me. So the R6 was a dream bike of mine for a long time. So when I had the opportunity to get an R6, I took it, and I haven't regretted a single thing. It's been an amazing motorcycle, and I loved it. But I rode that SV650 all over the place in the mountains and everything before I upgraded to the R6. And I was a competent rider, I was borderline getting really confident on the SV. I was starting to do stupid stuff, starting to do some wheelies and stuff. About the same time that that it got hit and everything. But I was on the SV650, and the thing about the 650cc class of motorcycles is they're a lot more forgiving than a super sport. A super sport has, generally a much higher power band. Like, it's a lot higher up in the gear, and not gear, but in the revs. And the 650 class bikes have a more, their power band is more equally distributed throughout the bike. An R6 it hits its power band at about 8,000 RPMs. I don't remember exactly what the SV power band started with and everything, because, I wasn't as experienced as a rider as I am on this bike. But, so I didn't really understand the whole power band thing. But if you don't understand the power band and what it is and how you really know where it is, just understand that that's like I'm trying to think of a way to say this, like an easy, so you can understand, because obviously if you're one of these people that doesn't understand, I don't know. Basically what the power band is where your bike's engine really starts giving everything it's got. And so when you're in the power band, your bike's going to be significantly faster than it would be while it's not in the power band. Like when my R6 goes from 7,000 RPMs to 9,000, there's a significant increase in power in the bike. And you can really feel it. Like, if I have the throttle down, it's going to be, it's surprising how much faster an R6 is when you get over 9,000 RPMs, as opposed to before that. So anyway, that's a power band. And on 650 class bikes, it's a lot more even. It's not like you're going to get a shitload of power right here. It's more of, you're going to have a consistent amount of power throughout a bigger range of RPM range. And all that does is make it for more of a smoother ride. Like, you're not going to have any moments where your bike's going to just start hauling ass out of nowhere. And you have that on an R6. And it's a cool thing, and it's awesome. But if you don't have a slower bike that doesn't have as powerful of a power band, then you're not really going to understand that, you're not going to appreciate that, and you're not really going to know how to use that. That's one of the things I tell people when they ask me stuff, is like, what should I start on? I'm like, a 650 or a 250. People dog Ninja 250s or a CBR 250, but I would love to have a fucking Ninja 250 and a CBR or a CBR 250. I think they're fantastic little bikes, and especially if you're learning. When you start riding, you're gonna fuck up with some shit, and you're gonna do stuff that's gonna get you in trouble. And if you do that kind of stuff, it's gonna happen. It's not, there's no way to get around that kind of stuff. It's just what happens. It's how you learn, But 250 and 650 class bikes aren't gonna bite back as hard as a 600 cc sport bike. If you fuck up on an R6, it's a lot easier to go down if you fuck up on this thing. A lot of that has to do with maybe the body position and a lot of the stuff about the bike, and that's a whole other fucking video. But in general, there's more forgiveness in a 650 and a 250 class motorcycle. And when you're starting out, that's what you need, because regardless of how much experience you have on this or that, you're gonna fuck up, and it's just a matter of time. Everybody is. And when you fuck up, you want to be on a machine that you can recover and not have to go down, And that's not to say, if you have a Ninja 250, you're not gonna it's not to say you won't wipe out or you won't fall or you won't drop it. You know, that's going to happen, but it won't be as bad. And I get a lot of surprising responses when I say that, because they're like, you're on an R6. Why are you telling me not to get R6? I am a huge R6 fan. I love this bike, and I think it's an amazing bike. But I think that because I started out correctly on a 650, and now I can appreciate everything that this bike can give me. You know what I mean? And I don't think I would have appreciated as much if I just started out on this. You know, because I don't know. It's really complicated, and just what you're taking from this video, I hope you're taking, is my opinion is to start out on a 250 or a 650, ride it for 6 to 8 months, you know, learn what you're fucking doing, and then, you know, sell that bitch and get you a fucking R6 if you want an R6 so bad. That is, I think that's the best way to do it. You learn the best on that. Ride that, you know, 650 and 250 and get super confident on it. And then when you're super confident on that, jump on an R6 and tell me you have that kind of confidence. I still remember the first ride I did on this R6. All I did was fucking ride it up my my parking garage back when I lived at the apartments that had the parking garage where you could go up a lot of levels. My first experience riding this R6 was riding up that thing. I was terrified. And that was after I had ridden my SV650 and would fucking ride the shit out of that thing. I would just be flying through curves, wouldn't give a shit, doing little wheelies every now and then just because I knew how to and I wasn't really scared of the bike anymore. And then I sit on this R6 and I'm like, oh my god, it's a whole new monster. And I wouldn't have, oh my god, look at that hair. Good googling. Anyway, so I don't think I would have appreciated this bike and everything it has had I not ridden a slower bike at first. So that's long, drawn out. I'm going to have to cut a lot out of it. I didn't get to tell you guys everything I just said. But just, you know, take all that into consideration when you're going out and buying your first bike. Don't worry about what people fucking say about the whole 250s. The Ninja 250s are a fantastic motorcycle. And regardless of what bike you get, you're going to have fun on it, regardless, like I said. So, just, you know, have fun. Don't worry about trying to get a 600cc sport bike and doing all that crazy shit. All that will come, you know. Just give yourself time on something that you can actually learn on and that will forgive you when you fuck up on it. And this video is way too fucking long, so I'm gonna fucking stop talking about that topic later.